Good to see everybody this morning. I just have been watching a lot of interesting videos and I wanted to give my comments on them. And they might not be popular opinion, but they are my opinion. So take it, leave it, whatever. I don't care. It's not going to be a very long video because I got to get dressed for church. So it's going to be maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, because in about 15 minutes, I've got to go heat the car to head out on the road to church. Okay, so what I'm talking about is this transgender stuff that's going on, okay? Everybody pretty much by now probably knows about Jazz. Jazz is a little boy that decided to transition into a girl. I don't know how far they took it because I haven't watched it since it first came out. I thought it was an adorable little boy and an adorable girl. So, whatever. Most people think because of my Bible beliefs that I'm going to be all against the whole trans community and the gay community and all that, but I'm really not because basically I don't care. It's not going to affect it either way, no matter how I believe or what I feel about it. Things are being allowed to happen that I don't agree with, but when you speak out against something, you become the enemy. So I would rather find common ground with any person, no matter what they look like, what they feel like, what they identify as, and just find something we have in common that we can chat about. Maybe a common hobby, maybe a common vocation. I don't know. I think we need to get along with people because life is short and not everybody is going to espouse to your belief system. That's how I feel. I think if somebody that is trans or even gay or lesbian or anything else happened to be suffering from an illness, that I would be there for that person as much as for any other person, literally. I would not shun them because they have a different way of living their life. Now, I just watched something about a person upset because it was a swimmer, actually. The guy was wearing a women's swimsuit and unveiled everything in the women's swim room, or not swim room, the changing room. And she was just having a meltdown over it. Okay, this is how I look at it. If I'm on a swim team or anything that I'm doing, I'm there for a purpose. I'm there to do my thing, get undressed, get redressed, and leave. That's it. I'm not going to be looking at your anatomy to see what you got, to compare it to mine, or anything like that. It's not my business. Don't care. You're not my husband. You're not my wife. I'm not going to be looking at what you have. That's just me. I could care less. I think the bigger deal we make of things in life, the bigger deal it becomes. Literally. Um, there are people in my family who are bisexual. There are people who are lesbian. There are people that are homosexual, gay, as they call it. And I treat them with as much respect as I treat anybody. And anybody that tells you anything different is lying to you because I just see people as people. They are good, they are bad, they have problems, they have issues, they have wonderful talents. They're all the same to me. Does it bother me that people get 50 zillion piercings and change their genitalia to be the opposite of what they are? Yeah, it kind of bothers me, but do I care to the point where I'm going to make an issue of it? No, not otherwise than to give my opinion that it doesn't affect me personally. So, what makes me sad is yes, these kids that are being transgendered that don't really have the brain growth to make that decision. I think people should wait till they're adults to decide what gender they're going to be if they decide that they don't like the gender God created them with. And I'm not talking about people that are born with both genitalia. I'm not talking about that. That's a whole different extenuating circumstance. And I honestly don't know what I would do in that case. How do you decide? Well, my child has both gender organs. What do I decide? Do I make them a boy? Do I make them a girl? I don't know. I think I would probably just let the child be until I knew a little bit more as to what the child felt as they became, the older person and could make that decision themselves. I don't think I would decide one way or the other unless it was causing a health problem. Maybe having different genitalia causes you problems. I don't know if it causes physical problems to have both. I don't have both, never did. But if it caused a physical problem, then I guess you would have to make a different decision at that point. But I think that's more the exception rather than the rule. It's more rare, I think, for somebody to have that issue. transgenderism is a big thing right now because we're making it a huge thing. It just is. I mean, I guess the nuance of it when it first came out, people were like, oh my gosh, I never knew that that was a woman. That looks like a guy, or vice versa, because we weren't used to that. But now it's like old news, y'all. Everybody's dressing and doing whatever they want because the world is just that way. So if you live on the planet, you kind of have to be a bit tolerant of people and kind to people, whether you agree with what they're doing or not. Now, on the flip side, I'm going to give my opinion. Like if somebody sings and I don't like their voice and I'm talking to a trusted friend, I'm going to say, ooh, I just cringe every time they open their mouth. Because that's my opinion. That's how my ears are hearing it. I don't like it. It assaults my ears. But would I say something publicly or post something or share something against that person? No, I wouldn't because I don't have a heart to hurt people. I'm not like that. Um, yeah, that's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm an oddball. Maybe I'm not looking at it the right way in some people's opinions, but that's how I feel. I just think people are people and everybody is different. Differences are a beautiful thing. Do I agree with the whole rainbow agenda and, just celebrate everybody's differences? I wouldn't take it that far. I would just let people live among each other and be in peace. That's how I see it. I actually had a friend years ago in my first marriage. He was a cross-dresser. Um, Very interesting chap. I don't know if I would even say he was new agey. He just lived among us. We didn't care that he wore skirts or wore high heels or lipstick or whatever. His name was Chad. He was just Chad. I never looked at him as being a evil person or I don't know, somebody that totally went against the grain and didn't fit in. He was just a guy named Chad. Did we laugh at him? Yeah, at the time I did because I didn't understand that people are just people and that sometimes people do things for attention. Sometimes people just do things because that's the way they want to do them. I can't explain every human being on the earth or human nature in general. It doesn't make any sense to me, anyhow. I hang with like minded people because I'm comfortable with that. But if somebody transgendered or transitioning or cross dressing walked into my church, would I treat them like a second class citizen? Would I be mean to them? No, I wouldn't because I believe they need God's love as much as I do. That's just how I feel. Um, I might not have the popular opinion, and I don't care. I have my opinion, and that's my opinion. So you can take it, you can leave it, you can argue with me, whatever, freedom of speech. If I don't like your comment that much, I'll just delete it and not respond. Or I'll respond and then delete it. I don't know, whatever. It's an anything goes world we live in, y'all. Everybody can believe what they want and do what they want. And you hating on them for being different than you is not going to change that. It's just the way the world is. Everything goes these days, literally everything. I'm not saying I'm not against certain things because there's some things that blatantly are wrong, like harming people, harming animals, harming elderly, harming babies. I'm very much against that. And I will be outspoken about that. But as far as if a guy wants to wear a wig and lipstick or change his organs to look like a woman, and that's all I know is Mary and not Larry, then I'm just going to honor him as Mary because I don't know. And if he tells me, well, I used to be a guy, but I'm a woman, I'll just say, oh, okay, well, I don't know you as the guy, I know you as the woman, so I'm just going to treat you like Mary because I didn't know Larry. What else can you do? Literally, other than, oh my gosh. Oh, can you believe? I mean, that's little gossipy old women do that kind of stuff. You see that on like sitcoms like Bewitched. Abner! Abner! Look at Mrs. Stevens. She turned into a cat, Abner. Because Gladys had to have her nose in everybody's business. I'm not a Gladys. I'm just a human being existing among other human beings. And I hope we all can get along because life is very short. You're not going to be here that long, y'all. You're not. In the scheme of everything of life, you have what, 80, 90, maybe 100 years? And most of you that I'm talking to right now are probably like what, 30, 40, 50? So half of your life is already done. Why fuss over things you're not going to change? What's the point? There is no point, and this world doesn't matter anyway, because one day this earth is going to pass away, and it's going to be a new heaven and new earth. are my beliefs. You don't have to believe that. You can just believe you die and you stay in the ground, whatever. Doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me. Your beliefs do not affect me until you harm me because of your beliefs. Then it affects me. The point is, I believe what I believe, you believe what you believe. I know what brings me joy in my beliefs. I like the charismatic belief system, always have. I like other kinds of belief systems, always will. That makes me me. What makes you you? Be you, be you, boo. Now, I will tell you that somebody that is grossly obese and has health problems, obviously lose weight, get help. I'm just going to tell you like it is. Somebody that's too skinny, Eugenia Cooney, get some help. You're obviously too thin. It's not helpful for your frame or your health or anything else. If you're going to survive in this world and be healthy, take care of yourself. There are some absolutes I do have. I'm not saying anything goes for me in the sense of I have no morals, values, or absolutes. Not true. Those of you that know me know better than that. But my point is just exist in peace. Okay, there's enough turmoil around the world. We live in the United States. We're supposed to be land of the free, home of the brave. You can't be brave if you have to hide your head because you're different. You can't be free if you're living in bondage and fear. If your lifestyle right now and your life in general is not causing you duress, rejoice and be glad and grateful for that. Because there's a lot of people going through a lot of turmoil in life, and we need to be there for them when we can. And they deserve the help that they want to get. Because while you're on this planet, you have to survive in the best and most healthy and exciting way that you can. But if you're gone, it doesn't really matter, does it? But while you're here, live at peace with each other. Everybody's different, and differences are allowed. Doesn't mean I agree with everything that's done. Doesn't mean I agree with every way everybody lives. It means that I like peace. And I'm not going to fuss at you if you are a male transgender showing your genitals in my bathroom publicly. It's not my bathroom. I don't own it. I go in there to do my duty and get out. I'm not going to be looking at you. I don't care. You can smile at me, I'll smile back. I'm not going to look at what you have. I'm not going to care about it. I'm just going to go in, go potty, and leave because that's what you do in a bathroom. Last I checked. Why do you care who's in your bathroom? Seriously, I never did understand that. Oh my gosh, now they have the he, she, and the both of you type symbols on the bathroom. And so what? I'm not going to make a big deal of it because it's not going to do any good. It's not going to change it. If I go and complain to management, do you think they're going to change the fact that both genders are allowed in their bathroom? No. Mm-mm. This is the world we live in. Things are allowed that we don't agree with. Welcome to the world. That's just how it is. Do I care? No, because it doesn't affect me. I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm going to be as friendly to the person that transitioned or is gay or whatever as anybody else, especially because I have them in my family. I have people, and I don't mean by saying them, I don't mean like they're objects. I mean, I'm talking about other people. I have them, as in other human beings, in my family that dress, they are females that dress like males and identify as other pronouns. Do I treat them any differently than I ever did? No, I don't, because I love them. I care about them and they're human beings. Doesn't matter to me what your gender is, doesn't matter what your genitalia is. I don't care. I'm not marrying you, I'm not dating you. I'm just living amongst you. That's it. And you're living amongst me. Welcome to human nature. Welcome to humanity. That's just how it is. All right, guys, I got to go get ready for church because that's my belief system. I'm going to go honor the Creator because that's what I believe. Hopefully, you respect that about me. If you don't, again, don't care because it doesn't affect me. I'm still going to do what I do. I'm going to be me, and you be you. Do you, boo? That's all. Have a great day. Be blessed.